Welcome everybody to How Fast Will It Go, and today we're dealing with the 2007 Alfa Romeo 8C Competizione, and it says 1212 horsepower, 831 pounds-feet of torque from a 5.7 litre twin turbocharged V10 engine. The car itself now weighs 3,028 pounds, has all-wheel drive, and it can do 0 to 60 in 1.927 seconds and 0 to 103.963 seconds. So yeah, this is decidedly newer than the Holden from the previous episode, though again still slightly older than the HS3 GTS from the episode before that. Alfa Romeo, I don't think we've had very many from them before. I think we've only had one over, to be honest. I think it was one from the 60s, so hoping that this being a more modern car can do better than that vehicle. So yeah, let's get out there and see what it can do. So yeah, for a car of this type, it's not particularly heavy, but it is dealing with an engine than it never had originally, so it's got more cubic capacity and more cylinders, as well as obviously 2 turbochargers. But we're already cruising around at a high rate of speed. There's 240, there's 250. Oh dear. Tried to dodge the Transit, but then couldn't dodge the Audi in front of it. There's 260, so we're quicker than last episode. There's 265, 266, 267. We blipped 268, but not enough to hold. So 267 is our current top speed for this car. But it got there with real confidence. It didn't feel like it was lagging whatsoever in terms of speed. Even now it's getting not far off that top speed that we just hit. So yeah, this is easily one of the best mixes in terms of handling and acceleration above 200 mile an hour that we've had on this series so far. Sure, it's got understeer at lower speeds like this, but as soon as we pick up the pace, it's really rather quite agile. And the engine is not being put to waste with the minimal amount of weight that a car of this size has. Again, we hit 260. Unfortunately, that corner is really a speed killer on this series. Even up this uphill section, it's gaining speed, which is good to see, especially from a car that doesn't particularly have all that much torque. And yeah, 267 is our final top speed. Again, I know we blipped 268, but it was only a mere blip. I don't even think we held it for a second. So yeah, that is still a solid top speed from this car. And yeah, that means it manages to match the Pagani Huayra BC and the Maserati MC12 Versione Corsa. So that's two other fellow Italian cars it's managed to match, as well as the Radical RXC Turbo and the Vauxhall VX220 Turbo and the Lexus LFA. It's beaten the Nissan R390, the Nissan Silvia Case Aero, the Porsche Cayman GTS, Porsche Carrera GT, Ferrari 288 GTO, BMW M3 GTR, and the Zenvo TSRS. And yeah, in terms of Alfa Romeos, yeah, it's beaten the Geely TZ2, which managed 252 miles an hour. So yeah, not half bad, but unfortunately it is slightly slower than the likes of a Ferrari 512tdf, a Mitsubishi Starion, Mercedes AMG E63S, Porsche 911 GT3 RS, and a Pagani Zonda Cinque Roadster. So yeah, far from the fastest that we've had, but in terms of actually being a satisfying car to drive, one that is really rather good in terms of handling and can still get up to a good rate of speed, this is easily one of my favourites that we've taken out on this series. Granted, I would have preferred to have done it with its original engine, but yeah, this V10 does produce a hell of a lot of horsepower and not a bad amount of torque either, so yeah, it's well worth swapping it in if you want to get this kind of speed. But yeah, the car in stock form is a really rather good car, and I imagine with even a slight amount of upgrades with its standard engine, you still have a pretty fast vehicle on your hands. But yeah, this V10 is easily the best engine for top speed, and yeah, 267 mile an hour is not a shabby top speed when you think about it at the end of the day. Nonetheless, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.